Like, do you want me to talk about the trip down to Hobe Sound or anything?
Yeah, let's hear about that. You went. It was just you two?
Yep, just Justin and I met up at his house. Around 1:30 on Friday or so, and then we went to Wawa, put gas in his truck, put air in his tires, and then rode through the Scrubbles drive-through car wash.
So you're at the town center.
Yeah, we can get to the point where you're down there.
Right.
Low key though, underrated thing to do before a trip is put air in your tires because you never know.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it was just, we stayed about an hour north of Hobe Sound where the event was, and that's about, well, we were about 40 minutes north of that. Hobe Sound's about 40 minutes north of Jupiter, but Hobe Sound though is where Michael Jordan's new course is. I didn't get any.
23
Grove 23.
Grove 23. Yeah.
But,
So how did it go overall? Was the weather nice?
yeah, no issues with weather. I mean, at all. It's just a long day. They had him in the first group on Saturday morning, so he had to start his hitting at 8 a.m. like in terms of actual competition. So we were the first ones to get to the range around like 7:20. We woke up at like 5:50. Went to bed at like 9 o'clock.
Did you swing at all?
Kinda. Nah, I didn't hit any balls.
I was
but
thinking, like, what does kinda mean?
I had his wedge while he was on the range. So while everyone's practicing long drive, I was the only one practicing short game.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
But yeah, so he does his hitting from like at 8 a.m. We finished that around 9 o'clock, and the round of 16's at 2 o'clock. So we had 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock to kill, and it was just set up to where, like, there's 3 other groups after him still hitting. So he kind of got hosed with the earliest tee time, but we went to Harry's and the Natives down there.
Nice.
Definitely pro-Trump area. They had a option for a Biden omelet with the side of Brandon for $1 trillion. And it's just interesting.
That was on the menu.
On the menu.
All right. Wow. Okay, then.
But after that, we went to Anytime Fitness right down the street. And then I drove his truck around. I tried to go to the beach, but it was too crowded. And then I found a trail that hiked for a little bit, picked him back up. We get back to the range around 12:30, and then at this point he's just kind of starting to get loose again for the round of 16. Like I said, starts at 2. And that at that point, Landon Gentry's hitting with Berkshire in that group.
Hell yeah.
We did an interview with Landon, so got to see him again, talk to him some more. He's always in Coastal, so pretty familiar face. And yeah, Justin was in the last group of the round of 16. So not only was he in the first group to tee off the day, he ended up being the last one to go in the round of 16. So he had the longest gap between competition hitting.
That's like doing not a snake draft. Like you draft first, and then it goes down to the end, and then it goes from the end back to the first.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like the NFL draft.
Yeah. Well.
But I meant even longer, where so you go 1 through 32, and then you go from 32 back to 1.
Yeah, but I mean that's longer NFL draft. Yeah, but
That's
the same
right, yeah.
concept though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but he made it to the finals. He started getting cramps in the semifinals, and if you're watching it on YouTube, it's still on YouTube. But
I'll throw the link in the bio.
You'll see my back. My backside's in it.
Description.
POV backside.
I liked your the picture you sent to us of you taking a picture, reaching up really high.
Hey, I have so many pictures of that on different format, if that makes sense, because I did that at the Players too, and you can see my hands there. But made it to the finals despite the cramping, and Berkshire ended up winning with a drive of 408 yards, and Justin had 400 yards. And yeah, there's some skepticism on how things are ran currently, just because Berkshire, things are kind of catered towards Berkshire in a way. He's the poster boy. He was on the poster when you pull up into the lot.
Sure.
The logo for the PLDA has his silhouette. He had the last group in the morning, so he teed off at 12:30, and then when he was done with his opening groups, he only had a 30-minute wait between the round of 16.
Wow, must be nice. Yeah.
So he also had the shortest stay in terms of the finalists, because Justin, like I said, we were there at 8 a.m., and then he made it all the way to the last group. Well, he was part of the final too, so it was the longest day you could have for a long drive competition.
Well,
So.
I mean, it was. I watched a little bit of it, and it was pretty interesting. Saw a lot on Instagram too, but interesting how that dynamic is. I wonder, are there plans for another one anytime soon?
Well, I mean, there is a whole season scheduled out. Justin is not planning to do any events until later in the season. He just wants to prep for Worlds, so he's going to do the 2 events prior to Worlds.
Worlds just makes me think of like the World's Strongest Man competitions. I used to love watching those.
He loves all muscular things. Like his dad used to be a wrestler, so we watched wrestling in the hotel room the night before. Man. And he he was like a little kid watching it. It was funny. He was just laughing at and giggling and everything.
Well, I'm glad you got to go along with him. That sounds like a lot of fun. But might as well go ahead and throw this in here now. Welcome to Dimes on Duval, episode 63. Skyler, you've already spoken. Mike, I think you've said 1 or 2 things. And obviously, I'm Keith. 63. Anybody got a number 63 on hand?
Brad Meester, baby.
Big Lips Meester. Only Scott will get that reference, but I used to call him Big Lips Meester because I thought he had huge lips in Madden. Any other
Which
63s?
Madden? Just
04.
04. I want to say, wasn't Carl Edwards 63 before he was like 99? I don't know.
I don't think so.
No. That was just
there
a
was
random
60
thought.
back in like the Bush series back then. There was 60. Let's see. I'm looking here on Google real quick. We've got Gene Upshaw. He's in the Hall of Fame. It's Mike Munchak. I didn't know he wore 63. Y.A. Tittle. And Willie Lanier. Those are 3 guys that actually have clickable pages that are in the Hall of Fame. There are other guys, but I don't know who they are. Jeff Saturday wore 63. Looking,
Cut
scrolling.
the folds, though.
This guy's just got a funny name. Kirk Loudermilk. It's just a funny name.
I thought Tittle was funny. I
Tootie Robbins. That's kind of funny, too. I don't know about any of these other guys, but no, those are some guys that were 63.
That's because those are all offensive linemen, more than likely. 95% chance all offensive linemen.
I'm going to say 99%.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone else wearing 63.
I mean, isn't there hasn't there been a number restriction for linemen for the entirety up until like this past year?
I think offensive linemen are the ones that are pretty standard.
No, I think it's offensive linemen they still have a standard where it still has to be 50, 60, or 70s.
I gotcha. Well, yeah. So, was that I guess my question was that rule still when was that rule first initiated?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to get stats and info on that later on.
So I just pulled up
we'll
to
get our
see
department
if
team.
I can find any NBA players that wore number 63. There has been only one. Shout out to Cody Clark. He played for the Celtics in 2015-16. Went to Arkansas.
Like a G League number.
Played 1 year in the NBA. Played 3 games, 2 minutes per game. Did he score any points? Let me confirm now. He scored 2 points a game, but I can't see how many points he scored. So if I had to take a guess.
He played 1 game.
He played 3. So I don't know.
He had 6 points then, right? If he averaged 2.
6 points total in 3 games. Good for him. Shout out to Cody Clark. And it's spelled Coty.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I was going to shout him out, but never mind.
And you looking at NASCAR? No. There's no one of any notoriety that's ever driven 63. The most one person has is 22 races, and I'm not even going to mention them because they don't deserve.
And you probably can't even pronounce that last name.
Jaco Maggiacomo.
Was it? I don't
Italian.
know. For some reason, I was picturing the Aflac vehicle with the black and green colorway kind of, and the duck on the front. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know. I don't know why 63. It's a holiday today.
I can't wait till we get. I can't wait till we get to the 80s. When it's gonna be a lot easier to name numbers.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it kind of fun right now. Is because we're struggling with this.
Where was this the first 60 or 50 episodes?
I just thought about it. We haven't really numbered episodes. We do in
true.
the description and stuff, but we don't ever talk about it on the show. So
that's fair.
I thought it was fun when we did that. I guess it has nothing to do with numbers, but the athlete countdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Our favorite athletes.
Yeah, that was always fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We can do something maybe the best number. Obviously we're on 63, so we could. There's not many examples, but at some point we'll do the best of number 63, the best of.
Yeah, we could do something like that, or we'll see. As the ball rolls, we'll just roll with it. But Mike, what was that guy's name again? Cody what?
Cody Clark.
Coty Clark.
Coty Clark.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, it's pronounced it's spelled Coty, so that's what I'm saying. Coty.
Yeah, it's Cody. But okay, NBA, terrible segue. NBA playoffs 2022.
Let's go Bulls. Bill
Bulls are
Murray,
gonna get
Skyler Chase.
Sweep. Bring out the
Stop
brooms.
it, guys.
I want to go down
I
the
give
list.
them 1 game max.
You're
We'll
being
talk about that.
buckheads.
Well, okay, all right. Let me go this way. I'm gonna go down each one.
Where are the Magic?
They're hoping to get the number 1 pick. Ass. But hey, we've won more playoff games than the Bulls have in the last 15 years. So suck on that.
What about rings?
You weren't even alive for half of them. Chill.
What? Yes, I was alive for all.
Okay,
of
you
them.
weren't even paying
No,
attention.
you
to
were
them all.
not.
What wasn't it his first one? 94? No.
No.
Okay, I was alive for 4 of them. Right.
You weren't watching basketball.
No, 94 is the year he missed. Damn it.
94 and 95.
Yeah.
And it's
so.
2 years.
Anyway, I'm gonna go down to each series, and you're gonna tell me after I get through them, or if you can just shout it out when I'm in it, if it's your go-to series, like the best one that you've seen thus far. Because there's been a lot of. It's early, Some are still 2 games in, a couple are only 1 game in. But what is the best series so far in your opinion? So right off the bat, you've got the Heat up 2-0 on the Hawks. Think we kind of expected that. Heat have been really good. Hawks have been banged up.
I'm just going to interrupt you and say it's the Celtics and the Nets. Just like the best series right now.
Celtics and Nets, okay. I mean, it's 1-0. Celtics buzzer beater. Yeah, obviously that's going to cause some excitement.
The
and
drama between the
drama.
cities and Kyrie and the fans. And yeah,
and Ben Simmons, is he going to play or not? I don't find a problem with Kyrie throwing the bird up to the fans, by the way.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Boston,
Eli Manning did it on national television and didn't get anything.
Boston fans, for the majority of Boston fans, are just arrogant pricks.
well, and then there's
Oh, the racist fucks.
yeah,
That's
it's
too, yeah.
exactly what I was about to say. Is like there's notoriety about them when
Yeah.
what they're yelling at him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fine. I won't go through them all, and we'll continue this. But go on with your point, Mike.
I was gonna say I don't have no problem with Kyrie doing whatever he wants. Granted, he's gonna get fined for whatever he says going forward. But I do believe the Celtics will still win this series in probably 7 games. Probably when everyone listens to this, I mean, obviously, Game 2 will be decided. But I think Brooklyn does take Game 2 and goes back to Brooklyn tied 1-1.
Yeah, I think this one's definitely going to 7. Or it should go to 7.
I honestly, as an outsider, I don't care whoever wins this series, I'm enjoying it personally.
Absolutely. Can I go ahead with my favorite then?
Go ahead, because my favorite's
favorite-
different. Probably mine's definitely different from Skyler's.
Mine's the Grizzlies T-Wolves.
That was the one I was gonna pick, but now I'm gonna pick something different.
I had to pick your guy, Ja. Well, it's tied 1-1 right now. Timberwolves came out strong in Game 1, made a statement, and then the Grizzlies came back, jawing to the camera afterwards. I love it. I love a good, healthy competition where they're not like physically fighting, but they are definitely physical on the court. And I think these two teams exemplify both of those attributes beautifully. I think the Grizzlies do end up winning this series, but I think Minnesota will put up a fight the whole way. And I'm excited to see how it goes. Patrick Beverley's, God, man, he's just that guy you just want to punch in the face, but he's good at what he does.
He's someone you want to punch if he's on the opposite team, but man, you wish he was on your team.
Right. He's not like Lance Stevenson that you want to punch just because he's Lance Stevenson and you just want to punch him for being a piece of shit. Patrick Beverley's good.
And he's also was a piece of shit last year when he pushed Chris Paul after they lost in the West Conference Finals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But Lance Stevenson has just always been that way to me. I can't stand him. You going to pick another one, or are you going to stick with that one too?
I'm torn. I was going into the playoffs. That was the 2 that you guys picked were the 2 favorites that I had. But I'm going to go with the Warriors and Nuggets. Not because I have a little futures bet riding on the Warriors to win it all, but we're watching the MVP struggle. Granted, it's not his fault. It's because his team is completely battered with injuries. And honestly,
He's got Aaron Gordon on his team, so
exactly my point. The Warriors, honestly, they didn't give a crap near the end of the year. They are perfectly fine taking the 3 seed. Nuggets team wasn't going to beat the Warriors anyways. But now with the Devin Booker injury in the Phoenix-New Orleans series, that just opened up the West, in my opinion. The Warriors look incredible. They look like they've not missed a beat since the Kevin Durant days. Granted, we act like that was like 10 years ago, but that was only a few years ago. But
Feels
still,
like it was 10 years ago.
Who won the MVP this year? Was it?
It's
still up for debate.
Oh, because
because I said MVP because Nikola Jokic is the defending MVP, and I personally think he's going to win it again.
That's who I thought you were talking about. I was just reassuring myself.
Yeah, Jokic is probably the front runner.
He is.
Embiid is behind. He's in the race, but I think it's still going to be Jokic.
Yeah, it's between him. It's between Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I'm going to go with, I think Jokic as the MVP without a doubt. But
I mean, he still had 26 points. Well, I mean, it wasn't bad, but again, like you said, his team, Aaron Gordon, 7 points. Who
would
Jeff Green?
That's Jeff Green.
Yeah, Jeff Green.
He is on the Nuggets.
Yes.
Starter, 23 minutes, 3 points. -7, -12, -10, -26, but that's because he was on the floor a lot. But he didn't get a lot of help. I mean, if you're leading scorer off the bench, oh my God, yeah, their leading scorer had 12 besides him. It just wasn't a great look. I agree that the Warriors should take care of business here.
What's crazy?
But it's going to be interesting with the Suns' injuries.
What's crazy? Why I'm really rooting for the Warriors, not because I have monetary value on it, but Steph Curry is the greatest shooter we've ever seen. He played 23 minutes on what was it? It was last night, I think. Yeah, it was on Tuesday night, and he put up 34 points.
He came off the bench?
Yes, he's coming off. He came off the bench game 1 and now game 2, and looks like probably game 3 because of that ankle injury. Limiting. They don't need him full strength to beat the Nuggets now. So.
How's the bracket shaping up if Memphis wins? Who would they?
Memphis would play Golden State if they win.
Okay. Because I was going to predict that as the Western Conference Finals, but that can't happen. So
it'd have to be Memphis or Golden State versus probably Phoenix. If Phoenix can continue without Booker, we'll see how long Booker's out for.
I will just mention some of the other series just because, I mean, the playoffs are here. Bucks Bulls, dude, I'm sorry, man. I don't think the Bulls really have much of a shot.
That's not who I wanted them to play in the playoffs. No, that's for sure.
No, it was definitely not an ideal matchup, but are you going to sit there and blame, like,
it's
injuries? Are you going to say, like, oh, Lonzo's out?
Is he out right now?
He is.
Yeah.
For the whole playoffs?
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, come back for, like, a week and he was
They
out
were
again?
trying to put him back, but they said we're going to shut him down because they got long-term goals.
Right.
They're not going to risk it, which I don't blame them. I think Bulls had a great season, successful season.
Let me ask a different question then. Are you on the get Vooch out train?
I've seen some negative comments on Twitter.
Have you seen those, Mike?
No.
There are people I've seen.
Then again, I mute a lot of Bulls fans. So.
Yeah, as you should. There are a lot of people that are like, oh, bring DeAndre Ayton to Chicago. And I'm
Ayton's not leaving Phoenix. But okay.
I'm like, first of all, yeah, he's not leaving Phoenix. Second of all, is he really that big of an upgrade?
He's a better defensive presence. But
yeah, and I think he's in a good system in Phoenix. I don't think he's the offensive machine that you would want. Yeah, he's younger, but Vooch, I mean, we got the best of Vooch, man. Fist bump. Give me that. Mm-hmm. We won that trade. I'll say it today. I'll say it in a month. I'll say it in a year. We won that trade.
I don't know. I think his veteran presence helped, like, right away when he first got to.
Yeah, he brought DeMar DeRozan to Chicago essentially.
So I mean, I don't know if I could. It was fair trade. How about that?
Like, I'll just say player for player, not influencing other players. We won that trade. 76ers, Raptors. Sixers up 2-0.
This one, I honestly thought the Raptors had a better shot.
But the Scotty Barnes is okay.
That's the thing. They lost Scotty Barnes. They lost. They had who's another player that was hurt?
Nick Nurse.
No, that's the coach. There was another player who was hurt on the Raptors. They're getting beat up with injuries now in this playoffs, which sucks.
Who are they playing? You said
Raptors are playing the Sixers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, those are their draft picks.
That's the draft picks. He's the only one listed.
There was someone else who was hurt. I don't know. There was someone who was hurt that was questionable. I can't remember who. But anyway, yeah, this one's probably going to be a 5-game series, maybe 6 if Philly's lucky. But the thing is now it's going to be interesting. Philly goes up to Toronto. Matisse Thybulle is out for Philly in Toronto because of COVID protocols. He can't play because he's not vaccinated.
Oh.
So that could change. So that could be.
They just need another big game from Tyrese Maxey. That's
God, Tyrese Maxey was on fire in game 2.
Slept on right there. Going on to the Western Conference, Suns Pelicans. Didn't expect this to go 1-1, but as we mentioned already before, Booker going out with hamstring tightness. He is questionable for game 3, and they said maybe game 4. That's bad, man. The Pelicans are good.
No, they're not good. If they lose,
the Pelicans aren't good.
They're like 15 games below 500.
Is
Record
Zion-
does not mean anything when you're in the playoffs.
That's
They're
true.
in the playoffs.
They did what they had to do, so I'll give them that. They are not.
Brandon
a good team.
Ingram is good. CJ McCollum came late in the season, so you can't say that they're not good.
I don't think they're any good, but the future is bright for them. So
I don't think they're better than the Suns, but I don't think they're bad.
they're not. They're the worst team in the playoffs.
I'm trying to think of somebody else.
They're the worst team in the playoffs.
Atlanta?
I think they're better.
No, they're
than
better.
Atlanta.
No.
Yeah. Atlanta has Trae Young. Who else?
John Collins,
Nah.
Bogdanovich. Who does? I'm
Mid
taking
as
Atlanta.
fuck.
I'm taking Atlanta over Pelicans.
Brandon Ingram.
I'm taking
He's better
Atlanta.
than
Trae Young.
no, not Trae Young.
Because
He's better than you're talking.
Brandon Ingram's their best player.
Bogdanovich? Really?
Brandon Ingram's their best player compared to Trae Young. So
Well, isn't Zion coming back from an injury or something?
that
Don't get
Pillsbury-
him started on that.
Pillsbury Doughboy ain't coming back unless he's eating more. What's the sweet or what's everyone's obsession with New Orleans? What's the snack?
Oh,
King cake?
po'
No,
boy.
not
beignets.
Beignets. He's only coming back if he gets more beignets. That's it.
I knew,
So-
I knew you were.
Anyways,
doing it.
going
Badass.
along, let's see. I
By
already
the
talked
way,
about that.
Popeyes has some like wild berry beignets. Oh my gosh.
That does sound kind of good, but I don't need it.
I'm gonna go there later, maybe.
And the last series is the Mavericks Jazz, which
This one, I can't read this series.
Jalen Brunson went off.
Luka's out
that
still.
was awesome. Luka's still out. Which Luka's still out, and they won in. Was it in Dallas or was
Both
it in
game
Utah?
1 and 2 was in Dallas.
Okay, so at least they got one at home before they go to Utah. But
Do you want to clear up your comments from last episode about the Prove It series between these two?
yeah, I guess that's kind of moot now with Luka out. I can't really say like this is it for Dallas because it's not really fair to say like, oh well, what could have been kind of thing. And for Utah, I mean, it still might be, honestly, if they lose this series without Luka playing, they're gonna have to blow things up, and I would expect a full blow up. Like, Mike's got a face, like a mouth open face. What?
He's ready for something.
So,
to do.
breaking news.
Good or bad news?
Depends if you're a Villanova Wildcat fan.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
not.
mean, it's college basketball, but still. Jay Wright is stepping down.
Oh, yo, that's.
That's actually big.
Did it say a reason?
I just is expected to step down. Let me check Twitter. While you guys.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Violations?
Investigations coming. Book it.
Oh, they already found their replacement. Fordham's Kyle Neptune. So it's probably been already in the
Kyle
works.
Neptune.
His name is
That's
Kyle
a-
Neptune.
Awesome name. Kyle
Oh my
Neptune and his
gosh.
assistant Bill Uranus
Hey.
and Joe Pluto.
Hang on. So you know how we thought a few weeks ago we were going to get rid of Coach K forever?
Oh
he's
God,
unretired.
no! What is he going on TV?
No, he's currently at the Celtics game. So guess who they're going to show tonight? And I believe
Kyrie
the
Irving.
broadcast is actually... Oh, thank God it's TNT, but still, not the ESPN.
TNT.
I thought it was ESPN for a
No.
second because ESPN would be all over him and his wife.
And here's Coach K going to the men's room. We're gonna have to film him as he goes in there. I wonder if he washes his hands. Does he wet his hands before he puts soap on, or does he wet them and then put?
Looks like Coach K is pulling the zipper down, pulling
Yeah,
through
if
the
anyone
hole.
wants to defend Coach K, come at me because I'll have arguments for days. I hate
come,
that.
come
I don't
at
like
you
that, man.
in what way? Like
On Twitter.
no,
don't
I
care.
mean like that he's a bad guy. That you just don't like him just because you don't like him. You hate Duke. Like what's?
all of those combined.
Okay, all right.
Is
That's
he-
fair.
He's an
Is he a
arrogant
criminal?
prick. He's an arrogant prick who made this last season about himself and not the players, which as a coach you're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
So I don't like Coach K. And Barstool and Big Cat from Part of My Take tweeted Jay Wright to the Lakers, and I am dead.
Oh man. Oh yeah. It's interesting. I'm intrigued to see what Frank Vogel's gonna do now. But hey, enough NBA talk, guys. Remember what we are. I mean, we're a Jacksonville podcast. Let's talk some Jacksonville. How about some Jacksonville Jaguars. We haven't talked about the Jags in a while.
Yeah, because they don't deserve to be talked about.
Well, no, it's the offseason as well.
The draft's coming up in next week.
Yeah, we got to talk draft. I mean, all right. Well, before draft though, before draft, since Mike's being Mike, Skyler, Deebo to Jax.
Huh? Deebo?
Is there a way to get Deebo to Jax in your mind, or
was he being traded? Or like he's upset with his value?
He's requested a trade.
Okay.
From
you didn't see that today?
I couldn't figure out what exactly was up. I saw people were like saying, "Oh, maybe receivers don't want to play running back." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's Deebo. Deebo doesn't want to play running back.
He got tired of his situation. It wasn't a money thing. It was really that.
So,
do you trade Visca?
Absolutely.
And then like maybe another pick.
You think they would take Visca?
You
did need to do more than Visca.
Well, that's why I said another pick.
I would trade Visca and
I know you would, Mike.
No.
I would have to trade multiple picks and Visca.
Well, the way they would sell it is, Visca's a cheaper version of Deebo. He is just as versatile. He doesn't catch the ball well.
Okay.
But he can like run with the ball. He's been in the backfield before.
I'm on your wavelength because I don't think Deebo's as great as everyone thinks he is. And I'll get some flack for that, sure. But I don't think his longevity's there. I don't think it's going to last a long time. I think people are going to figure it out and be able to stop him. But I don't think he's really comparable to Visca at this point.
But my thing is,
I was just comparing Visca to him,
which is a terrible idea. I would not compare
vice versa. Yeah.
But with your comment on Deebo, if he actually turns into a full receiver 100% of the time, I think you'll not agree, or that comment
about his longevity.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair to say because he plays running back a lot now for San Francisco. So he can't say that with his new team if he does get traded. And I think Deebo's as good as he was this past year. I think he's really a top 10 receiver. I think he can be a top 10 receiver.
Well, I'd like to think he will be. I don't know. But to answer your doubts.
To answer your question, Skyler, I would trade Visca. I would trade next year's first round pick. I would do it. Say, sayonara, or whatever language you want to say.
They would ask for more than that.
Well, they would too. They would ask for a first round pick this year.
They're going to ask for like 2 first round picks.
They don't have a first round pick
33
anymore.
Next year's first, Visca, and like a mid round.
I would do that.
Maybe throw in like James Robinson. Like
they don't need more injured running backs.
Yeah, that's true.
So the thing is, San Francisco is probably going to want to trade with a team that has multiple first-round picks this year.
Yeah.
They don't have a first-round pick for this year or next year because of the Trey Lance trade last year. So.
Okay.
And the only reason I suggest Visca is like he's the only one that fits that mold, kind of.
Well, yeah, and we wouldn't need him anymore if we got Deebo.
Thank God.
I mean, we don't need him anymore right now.
We don't need him on the team. He stinks.
So we drafted receiver number 1 this next week.
No, but I do think we take multiple wide receivers in this draft.
Well, yeah, round 2. Do you think does it start off with the receiver?
I'd say 33.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
It depends on if certain offensive linemen are there.
So,
AKA if Tyler Linderbaum
Neal's
is there
not
at 33.
Our pick at 1.
Probably not. If Tyler Linderbaum is there at 33, you take him. Replace Linder with Linderbaum. Shatley can do fine. I don't care. I want someone who's going to be there for at least 6, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. So receiver, it is a deep receiver class.
Very.
So we can trade our 2 third-round picks, move up in the second if we need to.
So who do you take with the first one?
With the number 1 overall pick? God.
Evan Neal. I'm sorry. Aiden Hutchinson makes me mad. I just feel like I don't care like what he does. I don't think he'll ever be a number 1 overall caliber player. I think he'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to ever live up to the hype of being number 1. And I think that Evan Neal could do that more than Hutchinson could because you can hide an offensive lineman. You can put him in there. He is, from what I've seen, the tape that I've watched on him, he is so strong. And I am so impressed with what he has, and I really think that he will last longer in the league than Hutchinson. I think that he'll like carve out maybe a couple Pro Bowls here and there, and I'd be just fine with that. I don't want to reach on a DN that might not pan out.
We don't want another Dante Fowler, but
David Bryan.
I was thinking top 5 pick, but
I think that's what like Walker is probably the closest to Brian. Like
And Fowler, yeah, it's potential. All potential. We don't need potential.
And Walker just had
And Trayvon Walker, defensive end from Georgia.
right. Trayvon Walker just had a
the car
DUI
accident.
car accident. Yeah.
That
So-
hasn't been confirmed by a legitimate source, so I'd hang on to that before we start spreading that.
It has been rumored that he did get into a car accident. That is out. There is a police
I
report.
didn't see
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, but I mean, even that's still like, yeah.
Not a great look before the draft.
To answer your question, who I would take at 1, I personally would take Evan Neal, but who I think the Jaguars are taking, I think they're taking Hutchinson. I'm not opposed to that. I would prefer
That was
Hutchinson.
a switch up on the before the
I
pre-show.
prefer Hutchinson over Trayvon Walker. I'd prefer multiple players over Hutchinson. However, I just think that
So
the
Hutchinson
Jags,
over Thibodeau.
I take Thibodeau over Hutchinson.
Okay, see, because like
I value multiple years of what's it called?
Like
of
dominance.
production compared to 1 year of just insane stats.
Yeah, and I that's where I think I lean towards Kayvon Thibodeau, and just because he was the number 1 prospect coming out of high school.
I remember Florida State was trying to get him to commit there, and
And
he went to Oregon.
He was still apparently, obviously he did well enough to still be linked to the first round pick, but for some reason his motor is not good enough. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so now we got white boy up top.
To be fair, I think the best defensive end that'll come out of this class. I'm gonna sound so biased, and I don't even care.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Jermaine
with this.
Johnson is just a stud.
Johnson.
So I would.
They
not,
have a mock to the Texans in this one.
I
and
would be
cry.
so mad if he went to the Texans. I'd be mad if a lot of players I like go to the rival teams like the Texans, the Colts, and the
They're gonna get
Titans.
every single player you like,
Probably.
even Gardner Minshew.
I mean, he's surprised they haven't traded him yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards Thibodeau. That's where I'm at. Or trade down and get.
Trade down's the number one thing.
Well,
for
yeah,
me.
We're talking that would be my first idea. Trade down to
I would take the other Georgia guy. What's the guy's name?
the receiver.
The $3.99 guy.
The big boy.
Yeah, maybe
Jordan
that,
Davis.
yeah. Was it,
Jordan
yeah.
Davis,
Yeah.
99.
Yeah. Well, is that his? Isn't he like 400 pounds?
No, his number is 99. That's
Yeah.
what I know. I don't know what his weight is, but he's a big boy. He's
Yeah.
a big man.
That's so. I mean, I understand what we talked about before with him not maybe having enough juice for third downs, but I think he would be a shock at number 1. But I think you don't think he would
Do
be
we have a
shock?
nose tackle?
I'd be pissed if we took Jordan Davis at 1. We don't need defensive tackle. We need a defensive end pass rush.
Well, I mean, I think you feed off of the nose tackle, and that
We just
Allen
signed-
will still get because he's going to get double team. He's 400 pounds.
We just signed the guy
Yeah.
from the Jets.
But I mean, again, that goes back to the stamina questions. He gets double teamed.
But he's a rookie
2 or 3
too,
times
so
he
he's
gets
not
tired.
going to be expected to produce this full year. So he'll have, he'll like you mentioned, we got Fadukasi. He could play this year, and then Davis can learn from Fadukasi.
I don't know. We're drafting number 1 overall.
You
and
don't-
we're
I don't want them
reaching-
to learn
If we're
anything.
I get
reaching
what
at
you
number
mean.
1, I'm reaching for Jermaine Johnson over Jordan Davis.
So okay, I get
not,
that for you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'd rather take. If,
Hell, I'd reach at Jameson Williams.
I just think
Jordan
his
Chris
longevity
Olave.
issues are a thing of the media, similar to like Thibodeau's.
Could be.
It's similar to Thibodeau's character issues and motor issues. I mean,
It could be, but I mean,
the dude's super fast, and he was the fastest big guy like there was. I feel like, there obviously were
it's
faster
cool.
times.
It's
but
cool to see, but
I think
mean,
that
I
makes
don't know.
that makes a prospect special to me, in my opinion. That's just something you can't coach. You can't coach a guy that big to run that fast. And if he's able to get into the backfield quick, and he's got better production than Walker from Georgia, and Walker's, people would make excuses for Walker that there's a rotation, this and that, but you heard about 99. People were talking about him as a Heisman runner, like winner, like early on in the season. So it's just, I don't know. I think he'll be really great no matter where he goes, but that's me. I mean, that would be a reach, obviously, but
yeah, we can't take him at number 1. I just don't see it.
that's why trade down, hopefully, but
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, before we finish up draft talk, the draft is next week. Who do you think the Jaguars take in number 1 overall if they stay there?
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Hutchinson.
I'm with Keith. I think it's Hutchinson. We all think that. Okay, who do you want them to take at 1?
Neil.
Pass. Go back. Come back to me.
Give me Thibodeau over Hutchinson.
Oh gosh, you're back to me again. All right. I guess I would say Neil probably, like just because of what Keith mentioned earlier too. Just Pro Bowls, dominance. He's a big guy. I
think he's going to be very good no matter where he goes.
Yeah, same thing to me. Like with Davis, you can't coach his size. Like his size is just something that's just incredible. And good luck trying to run past that guy, no matter who you are.
Yeah, be nice to have a good run blocker for Robinson and Etienne. It's going to be an interesting season. Yeah, and Deebo. It's going to be an interesting season. But before it all begins, obviously, there's the draft. The draft is date and time?
The
28th?
28th.
Probably 8:30-ish.
28th. Probably 8th if I had to guess.
28th is Thursday.
Yep,
right?
it's always
That's
a Thursday.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. So, Mike, they're doing a draft party, right? You're going?
Yep, draft party at Daly's place. I got actually get tickets. Good thing you reminded me.
Do you have to just register online?
Yeah, you just register on Jaguars.com.
Okay.
I think you might have to get tickets from Ticketmaster, but that's not a big deal.
Dan Hicken was in Coastal today, so probably gonna go. He planned it out with Reed, our director.
Did you ask him what happened to Beef?
What do you mean?
Beef's not there anymore.
I don't know. Maybe they just don't have any beef anymore.
No.
But
lame. No. I'm just really curious.
I don't know.
I don't like 1010, but I'm just very curious to see what
happened.
to Beef,
I don't talk to Dan like that. I mean, he comes into the shop, and then we did the Guggen Open the other day, and Prosser got roasted from us sharing his numbers out, I guess.
Were you there, or were you at Coastal?
I was.
So did you go see Mike's parents?
No, I had to go back to work right after.
Huh?
Guggen Open
at the
Hidden Hills.
I didn't know it was in Hidden Hills.
Yeah, I was on hole number 9.
You were so confused.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
I think I was on hole 9 for one of the events that I did a couple years ago with
the uphill on the side of the driving range.
Yeah, okay. I was definitely on the same hole as you. I did not have fun. I'm actually doing a golf tournament for work. I will be at Queens Harbor.
Oh, nice.
On 18. So I'm pretty excited about that.
By the way, you have to go on Ticketmaster to get them, but they hyperlink you to it. So
yeah,
doing it right now.
Perfect.
I already got all 4 tickets. So I got 4 tickets.
Who are you taking?
My cousin's coming in town from Canada, and then I got my dad. Maybe, I don't know. Doubt it. I doubt it though.
Well,
I might take my dad. I don't know. We'll see.
If you have an extra ticket, let me know so I don't have to register.
I got you. I would just register. Who cares? They're free.
Yeah.
And safe.
Have you been to one at Daly's place before?
Yeah, when we took Josh Allen. That's the one I remember going to. And then when we took Trevor, I was at the stadium on my boot.
Oh, yeah, I remember I saw you there. That was funny.
No, we didn't. We didn't see each other, did we?
Yeah, I was there with Osquay, remember?
No, because I remember I was supposed to meet up with you guys, but I never did.
Oh, I think I just saw you from afar or something. Or you snapped me or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the boot days. Man.
What's a boot?
No, my boot. Boot when I had my ankle surgery.
Oh yeah, I was saying boot. I was just asking was it.
Have you been to a draft party?
Yeah, I went to one when they drafted Justin Blackman at the town center.
So was that. I was at that one.
I was in the front row of the reaction video.
I was there when we took Blackman. I was there when we took Bortles when the stadiums were being built. Or the stadium.
I was there for Fournette's pick.
I was there for Fournette. I was furious.
Fournette, I remember I was in my car and I did a live reason to it, and I remember just going, shit, and then the video cuts off.
I wasn't happy either.
I was furious when they took Fournette. I wish my cousin John, he had a video on his old phone of me absolutely livid when we took Fournette. And I'm telling you, I was standing up screaming pissed off that we took Leonard Fournette. And everyone was like, you're an idiot. He's going to be a good back, which he was for that 1 year. And we passed on 2 franchise quarterbacks. That's all I gotta say.
I caught a T-shirt from Bortles during the Fowler year, and then Dan.
Surprised you caught anything from him.
Well, I have great hands. Okay, so I had great reach. So it was a little high, but he might have been naming for the chick behind me. I don't know.
Well, we might have to do like an instant reaction thing when the draft happens.
At all our places.
I'll be
so
downtown.
Where
Yeah.
you're going to be here at home?
I'll probably just be here unless something changes and I decide to register and walk down there or scooter down there like I like to do. But
Have you been to any of those food places right across the street from the courthouse?
no, I haven't. I do want to try the pizza place though.
Okay.
I have a menu on my counter that they put in my door a couple months back, but I have not tried them yet.
There's like a grab-and-go cafe next to it, too.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
interesting.
Okay, so yeah, just quick local update before we wrap things up here. The Jumbo Shrimp obviously are back in action. I mentioned last time that I went to the opening game, which was fantastic. Or did I say that on the show?
know.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. They're on a tear right now. They've won 5 in a row, 7-7 right now. They whooped up on the Gwinnett Stripers today, Wednesday matinee game, which was interesting. But Ronald Acuna Jr., the Braves star, because he is a star. Yeah, he's a star. He has been making a rehab start.
Acuna
That's the cool
Matata.
thing about being a AAA team is we're going to see a lot more of these stars that are going to be making rehab starts and stuff like that.
Which I believe we discussed on a episode a long time ago when they announced they were going to AAA ball.
Yep.
So we discussed that. So definitely Acuna is the first star to make his rehab assignment.
And you should have seen I mean, if you guys haven't, look at the crowds those days. Yesterday, well, I guess now 2 days ago and yesterday from when you're listening. Great crowds. I mean, a Wednesday matinee had like filled stands. I don't know numbers, so I'm just gonna say they were filled.
I think they have like, I'm guessing here too. I think it's like a 7,000 seating capacity.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna confirm or deny because I have no clue.
Me neither.
The Shrimp are sitting at 7-7 right now, respectable. I mean, 5 in a row really helped boost that number, but we're gonna see some good ball this year. I'm excited for that. Switching over to hockey, hockey. The IceMen are in the Kelly Cup playoffs. Good for the IceMen. Happy for them. It looks like it goes 7-game series. They're going to be playing the Atlanta Gladiators. So back with the Georgia-based team. So that first game is going to be when you're listening. If you're listening on Thursday, first game at 7 p.m. Here in Jacksonville.
I'm trying to see when I can go to I want to go to one of the games, but then the schedule doesn't work out. Why would they have it the same? Oh man, they couldn't control it. They have it the same night as the NFL Draft.
Yeah, that one's going to be pretty poorly attended, I assume.
Oh my goodness.
Well, actually, I take that back. There's a lot of diehard hockey fans that couldn't care less about
the NFL. But my thing is,
right
downtown is going to be packed.
Dude, the Jumbo Shrimp are really good. If you don't follow them on Twitter, they're really good about tweeting out alternative options or giving people heads up about what traffic is going to be like. Because this is prime concert season, too. Mm-hmm. There's been a ton of concerts. The Who and Justin Bieber and like a bunch of these, a lot of big name people have been coming to Jacksonville, and they'll tweet out and be like, hey, if you're coming downtown, leave early because you don't know what's going on. Plus, with the new traffic pattern out there, it's interesting. I'm actually kind of excited. I'm going to see it for the first time here real soon when I go down there Friday night for a work event at Daly's Place. I saw the way the road goes around, but I haven't driven on it. So
I guess I'll be driving on it tonight.
I don't know if I have anything else. Is there anything else local going on?
Hey, Keith, I noticed on your to-do list, long-term goals is to shoot under 100.
Yeah.
Wait, I can get you under 100 in no time.
I need to start going to the range. We're coming to Coastal and working on my shot because I ain't getting under 100 anytime soon if I keep waiting 2 months in between rounds.
I'll get
Skyler or Mike. We need to go see Skyler at Coastal.
I didn't have time.
Well, we all do. But hey, if you all haven't already, go see Skyler at Coastal Indoor Golf. He can help you with your swing. He can help you play indoor golf.
He can fix your broken clubs.
Give you a beer.
I can do that, I guess.
I mean, you have to pay for it, but I mean, like, he can hand it to you if you order it.
He can literally give you a beer.
If you're above age, it have to be
of
over
course.
21.
I think most listeners we have here are over the age of...
Don't try any funny business on me now.
21 as Mike drops his phone.
Because...
it's a weekly or bi-weekly tradition with the podcast.
He's going to drop something. He's going to throw something. He's just Mike, and that's why we love him. But I love you guys,
Hey.
and I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Dimes on Duval. Again, we are still in the search of a primary sponsor. If you know anyone that might work out with us.
I need to send those emails.
Yeah, you do. I haven't gotten responses to mine, so I need to do some follow-ups. But if you guys know anybody and want to help a couple guys out, get some sponsorship, hit us up. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, at Dimes on Duval. Or you can just send us an email via our website, dimesonduval.com. Check it out if you haven't already. I didn't finish writing my article because I'm a terrible person, but hopefully I'll finish it soon, so you'll have a new article to read too, so you'll already be on the website. So get that done. But for now, for Skyler Chase, Mike Yaji, I'm Keith Manzi signing off. We'll catch you guys next time.
Trent Baalke's a clown.